Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. We're looking today at reasons to use the King James, and we're getting us off sites.google.com, kjvtoday.net. And this is a fascinating thing, something I've used over the years. They really put it succinctly here, and it's free from modernist bias. Free from modernist bias. Adam Nicholson brings this out, but so many others do as well. But let's look at that. So I love how they phrase this. The KJV was not influenced by liberal theology, evolutionism, political correctness, or ecumenicalism. Today's niche translations are published left and right to satisfy various theological and social agendas. CSB put out by the Southern Baptist, ESV, Reformed. Examples, for example, today's New International Version was published to appease those who desired gender neutrality in a Bible. The result was a translation with troubling inaccuracies, such as Psalm 1:3, Revelation 22:8. See Vern Portraits and Wayne Grudem, the TNIV, in the gender neutral controversy. Of course, the KJV translators were also men of their times, and their culture certainly was not neutral. It was extremely biblical. However, the Christian monarchical culture of Jacobean England is certainly closer to the biblical ideal of a nation whose God is the Lord, Psalm 33:12, than our modern godless democracies. The translator's commitment to biblical inerrancy and biblical sufficiency in all matters of faith and practice cannot be disputed. Read the epistle dedicatory and the translators to the reader. King James himself stated, now this is fascinating, now the only way to bring you to this knowledge is diligently to read his word and earnestly to pray for the right understanding thereof. This is written to his son, Book 1:6 of Basilicon Doron, where he condemns all types of immorality, talks about being a manly man, going hunting, all kind of stuff. Let's read that again. Now, the only way to bring you to this knowledge is diligently to read his word and earnestly pray for the right understanding thereof. Doesn't sound like a pagan king, does it? And he was trying to come up with a perfect Bible, and that was the translators, and they really thought they had, if you read the translators to the reader. So another reason to read the King James, it's not affected by modern bias. The translators, they didn't have pornography, they didn't have computers, they didn't have radios, they didn't have television, they didn't have all of these things that can hinder. I mean, reading the day, like in the 1580s, I was reading some history of that time, they could read like 6 or 7 pages. I'm not talking about King James translators, I'm talking about just people out in the field. And they could quote it back verbatim, not of the Bible, just of regular stuff, because their minds were unencumbered. And this goes back to like Lincoln Douglas debates of 6 hours, preaching of 4 hours, not 10-second mind snippets of goldfish that we have today. So God bless. We love you. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.